Hello and welcome to this werewolf scene. Today we find at night Wilhelm once again inside Remy's room. And Remy once again is never mind. We're actually in this forest, which Katie has very lovingly put up.
I don't even like you right now.
I know
You're
you
killing
don't.
me.
How about you do the introduction then?
I think I could do that. I think that's a thing
We're
I
off
could
to
do. I
a
wasn't even
rollicking
ready.
good start.
Oh, a thumping good start.
In this scene for this life set in beautiful Duluth, Minnesota. Not in Ramey's room. That got really weird really fast, and I'm scared.
I mean, what is Ramey's room really?
I don't know.
Where is Ramey's room?
I'm assuming in the
Why
public
is
housing.
Ramey? I've got a better question. Why is Ramey's room?
Oh, because Wilhelm was going to be like, hey, listen, I know you don't like me coming in here of my own free will.
Nope.
But I have
Nope.
whiskey.
We're just gonna.
All I want to do is I
Nope.
want to do is sleep on the floor again. It's okay.
What the fuck?
Wilhelm is very lonely. He has a hard time getting sleep
You know
on
what?
his
We're
own.
gonna address that properly in an actual scene.
You have a room, Wilhelm.
No.
Yes, Wilhelm has his own room.
No,
That doesn't
I'm.
mean-
You know what? I'm starting over. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to another scene from this life. Set in Duluth, Minnesota, on the Sept of the Hearth's Fire. Where in this scene we will be opening in the at the Upper Lakeside.
Beautiful place.
The Upper Lakeside, which, let's face it, the river runs through the cracks. I imagine this is where it eventually topples into the lake.
There are so many lakes in Minnesota.
Shut up. This is the on-Sept Lake. This is our lake. Our lakey lake on the Sept. I need you to stop judging me right now.
There are so many lakes in Minnesota that I really do feel like somewhere in Minnesota there's just a no-shit werewolf lake.
Werewolf Lake. We're here annoying the shit out of Katie.
Making me cry.
Making her cry here at Werewolf Lake.
Oh my god. It's not Werewolf Lake. You're both grounded. I'd serve you right if I just fucking ended this thing and kept it as a travesty.
Oh, don't worry.
Start it over.
Don't worry. Are we starting over again?
No, I'm saying I really should just cut this one and start over with a whole new hangout.
No. Don't do that.
We're going to make Torna sit through this.
No. See, this is where it's funny. Okay, so he'll get a laugh. He'll laugh. I'm sure he'll laugh.
Oh no.
He will laugh himself into the insanity that we're placing him in. Anyway, here at the lake on Sept.
Okay. So, as we were saying, as this fucking 3-0, that's right, I said 3-0, eventually exits the crags, following the water. It does a little tumbly thing. They call that a waterfall.
Ramey came back at some point.
Yes.
I guess.
Yes, you did. Don't you fuck with me right now. Fucking cut you.
Just like Ramey and the gang playing Five-Finger Filet.
Oh my god. What is my life? This is a travesty.
I'm so sorry, Katie. I'm the one who got all riled up like this. I'm the guy.
Oh man.
Oh god. So fuck it, as Ramey is either back or on his way back. You know what? Ramey is gonna do Ramey. I don't know what life is, but I know that Wilhelm is practically a koala. So don't worry, Charlotte will not feel lonely while Ramey's gone, even after Sylvie ditches off to go do Theurge things, because Theurge is meh. She will have this stellar company who is only a little disconcerting in that, man, he just there's no knowing phase. There's just your friends now, and it makes her just occasionally glance over like, huh, I don't know whether to be suspicious or just kind of worried about him as a person. This is a day. So as they're tromping along and probably walking a little roundabout way to get to the base of that little waterfall, she'll kind of glance back because given the opportunity to either forge a little bit ahead or lag a little bit behind, Wilhelm has pretty reliably always made sure that she got the chance to walk through first, climb first, whatever have you. So as she's plunking down next to where all the spray is from the fall, she'll be glancing back and up. So, big family, left cub classes to go be with them for a while, came back, picked up by the gallows, and there was some bit with the ravens, right?
Oh, well, I mean, I had my first change with the ravens.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
And after all that, you just walked back, and I know you've told me why, but just walked back, heard about what I do and the mortality rate and everything else, and you really want this.
Well, yeah. I mean, you guys went out on a lake, and we saw two spirits of water fighting. We saw, I mean, we got lifted up by some kind of water god into a cyclone just for a bucket of water, and we survived. I mean, I honestly don't know what more you want me to say. I know it must be suspicious as fuck, but I've also had some mighty fine privilege of not having a bunch of trauma associated with myself, so.
And that's good.
Yeah. I notice that there's a lot of people here with some deep-seated personal issues, Raya.
You don't say?
I assume it comes with the territory.
It does, and you get even more of it with rank and experience. It's like a stamp collection. You can never stop.
In our defense, it was specifically a bucket of water touched by the storm.
I think it had to actually be struck by the lightning. That was the worst part. Jesus.
You know who got struck by the lightning? Me.
I think literally all of us, Amy, in your defense. Literally all of us. But you did take a hell of a... Jesus.
Right in the nipple.
What? Just looks over because she's... It's one of those things where you can tell she's not used to having a Ragabash around and just doing Ragabash shit all the time. So
that part wasn't even a joke. It was right in my left nipple.
Damn.
I feel like getting struck by lightning is a little more all-inclusive.
Oh, it becomes all-inclusive very quickly. But the initial point of contact is, and always will be, my left nipple.
You have a piercing, Raimi.
No.
Then why would it be your left nipple?
Because that's just the way of things, right?
I shakes her head.
See, Raya. See, we are Fenrir. Remy and I. And when you are Fenrir,
you get struck by lightning in the nip-nop?
Yes, Raya.
God, there's two of you.
It's a sacred test of fortitude, really.
I mean, it happens to the best of us.
But only the best, right?
But what matters the most is how you deal with being hit in the nipple.
What?
See, everyone from the worst to the best gets hit in the left nipple by lightning. But it is only the best of us, like Remy, who can really stand to be hit twice.
Oh my god.
A weaker man would fall to their knees, succumb to the pain. But we are Fenrir. We carry on.
And not only do we carry on, we also keep calm and carry on.
Oh my god.
Keeping calm is an integral part until it's time to not be calm.
Indeed, at that point, you go berserk and you start flailing around madly.
It's a fine line.
A very fine line.
Very fine.
I would not recommend anyone besides a Fenrir Ragabash trying to navigate that line. Am I right,
Never
Remy?
mess with the line.
No, never mess with
mess
the line.
with the line. No.
No.
They're on either side of you, Charlotte.
Oh god. It takes her a second to realize that's what's happened, and she's just like, oh.
The shit's in stereo.
Man, if I didn't have a sense of humor by the time you two were done, I would have been surgically granted a new one.
Well,
Question is, who's doing the transplant and who's donating the sense of humor, really? Gotta have a donor.
oh, please. We are Ragabash. We
We'll
have
find a donor.
Yeah. Okay.
It's fine. We'll find them. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry. We will find a donor. A donor shall be found, Charlotte. But which one of us do you really want to do the surgery?
That is a really good question.
Because it should not be me. It absolutely should not be me.
What?
I am a hammer. I'm not a fine scalpel. Remy,
Oh,
Are
looks
you
like
the
you,
scalpel?
buddy. Like,
Yeah.
hooks the arm out, like, gets him around the shoulder, like, hooks him in, like,
With
looks like
my,
it's all you.
With my steady hand and peerless aim as he just guzzles more liquor.
Oh, God. I'm sure it'll
Look.
only get better the deeper in the bottle you get.
Look, okay, Raya. This is science and medicine.
Oh.
Everybody knows that during the Civil War, doctors used revolutionary new techniques to save many lives, and one of them was the one for you, one for me basis when it came to apportioning whiskey to amputees.
What the crap? You are... That's... I can't even start with how wrong that is.
actually, Raya, it is completely historically accurate.
One for you, one for me? Really?
Yep. It starts off one for you, one for me. Then one for you, two for me.
Yeah,
And one for you, three for me.
and that's how we end up with the wrong limbs amputated. That's how that happens. No.
No, fuckers have
I mean-
assistants.
Mistakes happen in science.
I'd say
Don't
why
mind my
you like
face. I
this.
fell down one of the rocks earlier and got a little banged up.
What? Yes, you peerless grace.
I said peerless aim. I meant to hit every single rock on the way down.
Raya, honestly, it is the only way to live your life when you are a Fenrir Ragabash.
Is it? He like glances over because the
Yes.
half smirk. Is that how it is?
If you can
How-
beat a
how
rock,
do
you can beat a
you?
fist.
Oh my god.
And if you can beat a fist, then you can beat a rock. That's just how it is.
We are
I mean,
not
come
quoting
on.
dodgeball here.
Such is the cycle.
If you can dodge a wrench, then you can dodge a ball.
Which makes
Well, I
absolutely no sense. They're totally different aerodynamically speaking.
Yes.
I honestly didn't go to school for aerodynamics, so
Oh my god.
hey man, listen, I'll take
no
your word
one
for
did.
it.
It's a
But
pretty
I will-
simple
but I will
Just
say-
concept.
observe the wrench and its lack of an ability to travel through the air gracefully.
I don't know. I feel like if you got a spin
Yeah,
on it,
well,
it'd be kind of like throwing a
I mean,
tomahawk.
hey man, maybe they needed to be hit by wrenches to learn something. I mean,
Especially if it's one of those ones that only has the thing on the one end. Like throw a tomahawk.
right. I mean, hey man,
Flip it.
look, sometimes you can learn just by hearing the wisdom of an elder, but sometimes you got to get hit by a wrench, specifically on your elbow so it breaks. But it teaches you a lesson.
What the crap? Why? What do you
That's
learn
how-
from having someone break your elbow?
Not to do whatever you did again.
Yeah, and also not to, stick around to be hit by the wrench.
Oh my god.
You can do whatever you did again as long as you can dodge the wrench.
Hey, the most valuable lesson.
So what was that principle of being a get a Fenris Ragabash there?
Left
Dodge
nipple.
the wrench.
No, I thought that was get a Fenris as a whole.
No.
Oh, only the Ragabashes. So if I go ask Ragnar about it, he'll totally corroborate.
Yes.
And Lena?
Absolutely.
The eyebrow quirks?
But
I'm not sure Lenaraya is the type of person you want to just walk up and ask about their left nipple. She's been through a lot. She's an agent.
She is about to be my... She like squints for a second. Aunt-in-law?
So at that point, the time to wow, you're getting married. That's nice. But the time to ask,
fiance means, yeah.
the time to ask is about an hour and a half into the wedding reception.
I don't think that's the time to ask.
It's exactly the time to ask.
No, there is too much writing on this. Can't do it, buddy.
I mean, by an hour and a half, everyone's wasted.
Yeah, and that's when I need to be paying the most attention.
To everyone being wasted?
To everyone who hasn't gotten wasted yet. Or the things people are getting up to because they're wasted.
Okay. 3 hours
Picks
into
them
the
up.
wedding reception.
Pat
If you
on
are
the
not
shoulder.
drunk by 3 hours into a wedding reception, something has happened.
And not a good something, like a bad something. Like, I don't know. Maybe nobody ever heard of closing the goddamn door.
Oh my god.
And you found out the bridesmaid is a whore.
If you want to say that to Maria, I would love to watch fireworks.
I don't want to say that to Maria because she'll beat my ass because I couldn't close the door now.
I mean, probably, yeah. There will be a lot of screaming too. A lot.
It is much better to face these kinds of things with a sense of poise and rationality.
Oh my god. No, I am going to have representatives here from Wolfsmaw and Last Flame and probably from the Court of Wisconsin if I play my cards right before it happens. I cannot get wasted.
How are we going to hold a meeting, like an actual meeting, with that many important people from that many places while we're currently at war with another guy in a group?
By wrapping that up first.
That's a good answer.
Timing.
So
Scheduling. It's in my blood. Scheduling.
I mean, don't you have to send all the invitations out like a year in advance?
It's the nation. If you sent all the invitations out a year in advance, half the people would be dead by the time you had the wedding.
That's a good point.
See, that's the fatalistic way to look at it. What I would do is I would send them out a year in advance.
That's the
But then change all the dates so that people show up on the wrong days.
Why?
That is a great way to have half of them dead and the other half really mad at you.
What? No.
At that point, you've lost whatever advantage you gained by saving halfway on the catering.
Saving half? How are you saving half? Oh my god.
Because you booked early.
No, because you order that in advance. Based on how many people RSVP. That's what the whole point of the RSVP is for.
Well, if you expect half of them to be dead, why not just lowball it a little bit?
Oh my god. Because I'm not sending out invitations a year in advance?
Good answer.
It seems like a good answer. I thought it was a great answer.
Excellent answer.
Let's never mind that this is a get a Fenris wedding. I'm not going to be ordering in catering. I'm probably going to have a huge goddamn feast like they did, God.
Yeah. See, you have the huge goddamn feast. That's why I'm confused. Why would you, possibly need to change anything about the catering? You have them bring all the goddamn food. And I mean, and Remy can tell you, all the goddamn food.
Why would you take away all the goddamn food, Charlotte?
What?
Charlotte, you are breaking our hearts here.
She's like looking back and forth between them.
At the wedding of Araya, but instead there's going to be just like a few morsels.
There is going to be so much food, and I won't know what half of it is, and I'm sure it'll be lovely.
Where are we
It
gonna
will be lovely.
just the mozzarella, Charlotte? The mozzarella.
Do you think there wouldn't be mozzarella?
I don't
How
know
come you had to
anymore.
take away the
You think I'm
mozzarella?
not
That's
high
not fair.
maintenance enough to demand mozzarella?
It's like I don't even know you.
It is. I'm shocked, Raimi. I'm shocked and hurt.
We went on a boat together. We nearly died. Does that not mean anything to you?
I mean,
Lightning,
kudos for not
my
dying.
nipple, multiple times.
It was
Multiple
not
times.
multiple times.
Multiple
times. I saw the lightning strike him 3 times.
You did not.
There was like
You
an
were
extra
getting struck
little
by lightning
lightning
too.
that came off the lightning, so it was
That's
4
What?
times.
No,
Yes,
no.
yes, that's how I
saw
it.
Forks from the one lance of lightning do not
100%.
count as multiple strikes. That's not how
Well,
that works.
they certainly hit
And
from
look on the
multiple
bright
angles.
side. We've all been hit by lightning. The chances of getting hit twice in your lifetime are infinitesimally small.
We're Guru.
Shh. Just let it happen, Raimi. Don't ruin this for me. There were numbers involved. Calculations. Okay?
Well,
Ugh.
look, Raya, please. We are Fenrir. We don't operate on numbers or calculations. We
Lucky
work.
you. I'm here.
Sorry, drunk.
Well,
Already? Like, she glances over, looks at the bottle.
There's not a lot left.
Oh, yep, already. That was, I mean, good job on the chugging there, buddy.
I mean, I was taking gulps of it in between quips.
So I guess swimming's out of the question. You'd probably drown yourself.
That would be a bad idea.
I don't know. I mean, look. Swimming is okay, but I prefer swimming in the Umbra a lot more. The Tellurian is so boring.
I mean, you say boring.
And I say hello, hello, hello. I don't know why you say goodbye. I say the Tellurian is boring.
You know, I feel like exciting is too, I don't even know, too something a word for the Umbra.
Exciting is to the Umbra, as boring is to the Tellurian.
Well,
I have
I'm
a question.
glad
Why are we
you-
out here?
What?
Why are we just hanging around here outside?
Because
Well,
we
we
need to be
were-
one with Gaia.
In the crags, and then we walked through the crags, and then we walked out of the crags, and we climbed down past the waterfall, and now we're walking along the water.
I mean, you climbed. I actually fell earlier.
You did. Peerless aim. Every
So-
rock.
Surprised that you didn't hear me falling.
Waterfall, in my defense.
True.
I mean, to be fair, I did hear you fall, but I wasn't going to just, point that out to Raya. What?
She fell like I could have at least helped the man up.
He's fine. If I
Jeez.
fell, he would know better than to help me up.
I'm fine.
Yeah. Everybody knows that if you're Fenrir, you gotta let your friends help themselves up. Look, Raya. There are rules. Okay, there are
Oh.
rules to this.
I've heard that there are a lot of rules. Just like nodding along. It's almost like I was raised on a Get Out.
I mean, you were, weren't you?
Yes. Yes, Wilhelm. Yes.
I'm
You're
only
briefly
joking,
in the
Raya.
same cub class. Very briefly. Fairly sure. I remember seeing you. It's been a long time.
It has been a very long time.
You remember the others? Glances over.
Which others? There have been a lot of others.
Leaf. Not, she like glances over Raimi. Not that Leaf, but the other Leaf. And Gemma, Juno, Cassie.
Wilhelm actually looks over to Raimi as Juno's name is mentioned. I mean,
No idea.
no idea.
I mean, well,
No idea.
she
We
like
don't know any
glances
of them.
between them. Like, okay, well, I mean, you wouldn't. You're new, and why are you weird corroborating like glances between them when Okay.
Well, Raya, you see, especially when you're a Cleith, and especially when you're a Foster, and especially when you're an Adrian, and especially you get it. Those of us who are Ragabash gotta stick together. The new moon doesn't keep
Even
the
when
sky
it
dark forever.
doesn't make any sense because you were raised here and he wasn't.
So
Especially
regardless
then,
of what
I
sept you're
suppose.
raised on, you gotta stick together.
Yes, but you can't possibly give the same answer about your cubhood when you were raised on opposite sides of the United States.
Regardless of East Coast or West Coast.
No, not irregardless. None of that.
Regardless of the northern border or the southern border.
No, not regardless of that. You were here.
From
I mean, if
sea
you
to
don't
shining
remember
sea.
them, so be it. But come on.
Or purple mountains, majesties upon the fruited plains. We
Bible.
Ragabash gotta stick together.
Do you actually remember any of them, Wilhelm?
I certainly don't remember any of the people you've mentioned,
That's a
but I
shame.
remember Damien.
She thinks about that for a second.
I mean, he's still around. And, yeah.
As Katie frantically scrolls, like, who the fuck is Damien?
Isn't he Damien? Yeah. No,
Damon?
Damon. Damon. Yes, sorry.
Damon was a kinfolk back then.
Yeah. But then he got his first change. And so I knew him for a little bit.
Oh,
Until
you
I
were reared with him.
only for like 2 days.
So Cora too?
Yeah. I
I mean, she changed
advanced.
before he did.
Yes. So even though I know of the Ravens of the Lost, really our relationship is more in passing.
Did you meet Damon when you changed and met the rest of them, or?
Oh, no, sorry. I guess I keep giving confusing examples. So, examples, that's not the word I wanted to use. So, basically, 2 days before I left, Damon made his first change.
Oh,
And so, I was there. Anyway, yeah.
I didn't realize.
I'm sorry to bring him up. Hey, Remy, do you have any more of that left? I see you do not.
No. No, I do not.
Well, okay. Do you have any more? You got a secret stash?
Not currently, no.
Well, then here, take some of mine. And
I don't need any more.
and Wilhelm will pull out a little hip flask and unscrew the top and.
All that
Are you
work.
sure? It's my mother's moonshine.
I'm certain.
Okay. Raya?
No, I'm all right.
All right. And Wilhelm will, screw the top back on and put it back in his pocket.
How you doing over there, Amy?
I'm doing pretty good, at least so far.
So far?
Yeah.
She's just stuck glancing between them, like Jesus Christ. So, Jesus, trying to tally everything back. You would have been around running with Cora. Them parents never changed. Jesus.
Cora was fun. I don't really talk to her that often anymore, but I mean, back then she was fun.
Cora's good people.
I'm sure she's still fun. I just never have a reason really to talk to her.
No, around
She's
time.
always so busy.
No, around time I made Clea. She'd only just first changed.
Mm-hmm.
Man. I remember doing combat training with her and Gemma and Cassie.
So I realize that although I may seem like the god of combat, I in fact struggled with combat training.
No.
Yes, indeed.
Big Bad Get Fenris admits that he struggled with combat training.
Yes, it is really hard to kick your enemies in the nuts when you're being, reared to fight by remarkable women.
Remarkable women?
I'm making a joke. I'm saying that the Black Furies are very skilled fighters.
They are. That is why I trained them.
Unfortunately, it does not seem that it was coming across as, very nice. So that is my fault.
She just kind of shrugs. I'm not assuming you mean insult, and none of them are here to assume you mean insult either, so.
Not at all. And if they did, of course, I would take my licks, apologize, and just keep on trying to be the best Ragabash I can be. It might not be the best Ragabash, but I can still try, can't I?
Of course. Always.
Indeed. Raya, of course I assume that the reason why you brought me out here, and maybe Remy too, is because you want to get to know me better. Is that right?
It does stand to reason that you might want to know a thing or two about a person before you invite them into your head.
Is 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 that a thing?
Oh, you've never had a pack.
I mean, how do you mean in your head?
The hairier links us together. We can share thoughts, feelings.
Oh, oh, oh.
So you might imagine that when someone offers to join your pack, especially out of the blue, and you don't know anything about them, you might want to take some time getting to know them first, because when you say yes, they're going to be sharing your head. They're going to be able to know what you think and know what you feel.
I see.
And I am going to peony the shit out of that reaction.
Of course, Katie. You may, of course, P and E the shit out of that reaction.
1, 2, oh, only 3, tragically.
Okay. So
Feel free to subterfuge it if he'd be trying to hide it.
no, not at all. Wilhelm is actually so. With 3 successes, I will definitely give you. Wilhelm is equal parts astonished and really excited. Mm-hmm. You can tell that this doesn't come from a malicious place. It's almost like looking at childhood wonder.
And don't think Ramie's getting left out of this fucking little glance around to see, because she doesn't know if he's been in a pack before, but his reaction to the idea that he'd have to share his head with someone could be pretty telling. That's still only 4.
Got a lot of them die, Charlotte.
You know, Harrier helps, but I already had a lot.
A lot of die, Charlotte.
Ironically, not that many successes.
4 is a lot on the world darkness scale.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it!
Ha!
Damn, especially when your dice fuck the shit out of you.
Yeah, that's
Without
a
the
tale as old
ones.
as time.
I would have fucking failed.
Tale as
Yeah.
old as time, Beauty and the Beast.
Nah, he looks like he knows what you're on about.
Does he look like he's, I don't know, got any reservations, is dreading it, is anything like that? It's kind of what she's hunting after.
He looks too drunk to think about it, to be honest with you. He's just
Okay.
kind of passively accepting something that's not a surprise.
Okay. But yeah, that's part of it. And actually, all things considered, if you haven't had a pack and followed a totem before, Harrier does require certain things in order to give us his support. But what he gives us, well, for one, we're really fucking fast, which is pretty cool. Ilana got a real kick out of it. But it also will make you more insightful. You'll be able to read people better, and you'll be blessed when it comes to negotiating, to making peace, to securing alliances. He helps with that. Peacemaking.
I I mean, I was told that previously about that. I just didn't think it was literally some kind of mental connection.
That is.
It doesn't bother me. It just my God, it'll make coordination so much easier.
It does. It does. It makes coordination in the field and in the day to day a lot easier. It allows you to have conversations that can't be overheard, which is a massive boon, considering that we have, not that I begrudge them for it, but a number of Theurges, a number of Glasswalkers, a number of people have ways to listen to what you're saying and doing. I like having somewhere, like reach up, taps the side of her head. It's private.
Damn. Excellent. Okay. Okay.
She kind of gives a shrug. I mean, if we wanted to sit here and play the let's all flop it out on the table game, say I was still suspicious of you.
Oh, Raya.
I'd
I'm
turn your phone on and I'd listen to what you did. I'd connect it to mine, I'd mute my ends, and I'd just listen.
So what you're saying is you would be able to see my cringe Facebook profile that I haven't touched since I was a teenager.
Probably yes, if I was so inclined.
I mean, I'll show it to you, Rami. You might get a kick out of it, actually.
I don't want to see that shit.
Okay, Charlotte, Raya, I have to.
I've got to see at least one selfie.
Okay,
It's
so.
proof that you're real people, really.
Oh, okay.
Selfies.
I mean, is there a problem with fake people?
Yeah. I mean, they take selfies too sometimes, but I don't know.
No, I meant
about a person.
what I meant was, is it a more widespread problem? I heard that there was a at one point there was a clone of you.
There was. There was. I guess she was a spiral, essentially. I wondered for ages if she was Fomori, what she was, but There was a spiral walking around the city with my face. It wasn't a perfect likeness, but it was close enough that she was able to hurt several people who were close to me because they couldn't tell the difference in the mist or in the dark.
Hmm. Well, I'll tell you what, if they ever make a second clone of you, I'll be very glad to share a.
If that bitch makes a second clone of me, I swear to God, I'll go in those tunnels tomorrow. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for games anymore.
Well, Raya, if if and when you have to go into the worm tunnels ever again,
But we will.
I would just like to be there with you.
I don't imagine I could stop you. And
Well,
honestly, I
well,
imagine my pack won't be the only one down there.
you probably could stop me by telling me not to go, but I would much prefer to go.
Kind of quirks a grin and glances aside. Would that work? Honestly?
uh, I mean, I might be pestering you for images and details and
But you'd actually
rotten.
listen. If I told you I was going to walk into hell, told you to stay here.
I mean, you are the quarterback, Raya. I'm not going to disobey you. And it would reflect badly upon. Honestly, it would reflect badly upon me either way.
The eyebrows kind of like pop up like she's surprised with the answer.
So, my ancestors would demand that I disobey you to follow you into the depths of hell, die a warrior's death, if that was what was asked. Prevent your death if by giving my life, if that's what was asked.
Oh, you don't need to do that. I
Take
had
as
enough
many
people
of
do
the enemy
that.
with me as I possibly could. Traditional way of the warrior.
Get
But
some.
to disobey Araya, well, that breaks the litany.
Get some
So,
pat on the shoulder. Don't worry.
and,
Enough people have died for me. I don't need any more. Not for that. I want people to live. To change things.
Raya, tell you what, I'll stay alive as soon as I'm in your pack.
You know, that sounds fair enough. Glance over
All
at
right.
Rainy again, see if he's still even able to walk in a straight line.
Looks like he's loosely following whatever you two are up to.
Still good, Raimi?
Yeah, yeah, I am.
What do you think?
I mean, I think a lot of things, right?
Well, they tend to be very interesting things.
I think this is a lot colder than down south. Not right now, per se, with all the humidity, but
Well, yeah, as a rule.
I mean, you said you were from Vegas, right?
Spring Mountain.
Oh, in the mountains. Okay. Are there mountains in Nevada?
Oh boy, are there.
You
Huh.
know, I've
Yeah,
never
there's
bothered
plenty
to
of
look.
mountains up that way. Can't have a valley without mountains, can you?
No, I suppose you can't. I just always assumed that because Vegas was in the desert, that the whole state was just desert. But I guess that can't be true because of the Rockies being the fucking Rockies.
It's not like 100% true. It's just the term temperate's more of a guideline up in mountain country.
I mean, higher elevation, you're gonna get more green.
Yeah. No, it just doesn't live up to the image a lot of people around here might have.
So you mean my image?
Exactly.
That is, of course, a joke.
Eh.
I don't think I ever even thought to look at Nevada, really.
By the way, out of character, in the Umbra, did Remy have rattlesnake heritage?
The only so the way it's been laid down is his heritage is so weak that the only people who really pick it up are like Therges or
Ah,
sometimes people with similar lines going on.
Yep.
oh, okay. In that case, there is no comment to be made about that. So instead, Wilhelm will turn to, excuse me, Charlotte, and he will ask very bluntly, Raya, what is your impression of us, Fenrir? No offense shall be taken.
Impression. But of
Yes,
all of you,
of course. You've lived with us, you've fought with us, and you're about to marry one of us.
I am.
So, as a glass walker, master of the city, or at least its high rises, uh, what is your impression of us?
I mean, it's not like I grew up on a glasswalker set. And it's not like, obviously, there are certain trends that hold true to the Get Offenders because they're the core beliefs, but I can't say any one thing that would accurately sum up more than even half of the people on Sept at a time. I don't look at a tribe. I mean, it helps. It gives a guiding idea, but Leaf is completely different than Lily, is completely different than Marcel, is completely different than one of you. The Get Fenris are a strong and capable people, and they have a history that leaves me. It's strange being here and not having that. There's no great ancestral lines. Not for me. I never even met my dad. But as far as I know, there's no Sullivan line. It's just was my dad's name. So it's mine.
Oh,
It's strange to look at a group of people, and it's not just the Get. And I can't even say that the Furies here are especially prone to it, but the Get, Fianna, there's so much history that you've always got 1 foot behind you, planted in it, remembering it, using it as a guide. But because you've always got 1 foot planted back, it seems that much harder to turn your face and look ahead and to embrace the now and the tomorrow. And meanwhile, I can't look backwards. There's nothing there. I mean, there's the deeds of the Glasswalkers as a tribe, but every deed that we do, the only purpose in knowing it is so that you can do more. A Glasswalker accomplished this, take it to the next step. Get bigger, go further forward, advance harder, advance higher. But you don't look back, you don't dwell on what happened before. It's like the difference between being a group of people that has a storied history and it's like the nation, it's all passed down generation to generation. You have to commit so much time to knowing who those people were and what they went through versus going to a history class and learning a series of dates, names, and major events and just kind of knowing they were there.
hmm.
I mean, I could sit here and extol the virtues of the Gett as combatants and as strategists, but I've met people who are good at it. I've met people who aren't. I've met people in other tribes who are good in it or aren't.
I mean, that's why we're a tribe, though. I mean, not. That's why we
I
have
get
our tribes, is what I mean to say.
yeah.
Yeah. If you suck at one thing, you can rely on other people in your tribe.
I mean, that's why you have your tribe, your pack, your sept. That's what we're supposed to do, isn't it? Run in packs, balance each other out.
I mean, we are as Gaia intended us to be. It's in our nature. It's like, don't ask why the leaves on the tree fall. That's nature. Why do people fight? It's nature.
But it's not always.
Why do people make peace? It's nature.
That's even less nature. I mean, have you ever been out there? I can't say that I'm some grand authority on the subject, but really being out there, it's not about fighting. It's not about peace. It's just about living. And one day it may be beautiful. You might look up in the middle of the night and think that the snow is gorgeous as it reflects the moon and you look at the stars. But at the same time, if you underscore how cold it is, just because the snow is beautiful, it'll wrap itself around you like a blanket and it'll kill you. And you'll succumb to the cold. It just is. People fight. People make peace. Sometimes the reasons are good and sometimes they're not. I just want to fight the right people for the right reasons.
Well, I like that you think about people, Raya Charlotte, instead of groups.
It's one of the couple things I've got going for me. She cracks a smile. I know that even it's amazing to look at the families. I know Ulrichsons. I know Trembusons. I'm marrying into one family. I have dear, dear friends in the other. And I know the names carry a lot of weight. But at the same time, I can't say that I'm fond of every Trembuson. I can't say I'm fond of every Ulrichson. And I would never blame a whole bloodline for the actions of one person. I'd never blame a whole tribe for the actions of one group in it. I don't believe in that. If you were to go out and do something, start a war, I wouldn't make your family pay for it. They didn't do it. You did.
I do appreciate the sentiment, but for me personally, there are times when I would blame a group. I mean, it's not my best character trait, but like, maybe it's different because I come from a small town, but basically, uh, when there are just generations of bad blood between, you know, for example, uh, in my town, we have this one family, prominent family besides the Crows, us Crows. You have the Ryans, and the Ryans are all right, but they hate us. Now, Jeremy Ryans was I mean, he was okay. But, I mean, he is just himself.
Exactly.
Yeah. But the rest of the family, oh man, they're raised to hate us. We're raised to hate them.
I mean, you don't neglect to notice the trends, of course. But things like you say your families hate each other. Do you know why?
Yes, I was actually told over dinner. So, until the first change, you are told that there was a business rivalry that
Just
sparked all of the hate.
the real
But in
reason.
reality,
Just the real reason.
the real reason is one, just one of their family members was made into Formori and killed one of our patriarchs. And after that, it was decided that the Ryans were bad people. Even though there hasn't been a single cent of corruption on anyone else in the family during all that time. Just that one piece of corruption. And honestly, I understand that. I understand having hatred in your heart because someone who you love is, dies.
But at the
And
same
fortunately,
time, can you really blame the whole family for the faults of one person?
no. And actually, I personally think that it is that individual's fault for getting corrupted in the first place.
Unless you know the whole story, there's no way of
Mhm.
really knowing who to throw blame at. But it's easy to just point a finger, especially at a big group that's there and easy to point at. If, I don't know, if I was to fall, say it happened, I wouldn't want my family to be hunted down because I gave in, because I was too weak. I wouldn't want my pack to have to deal with feeling that happen to me. And then on top of it, ending up under everyone else's boot because somehow they should have been able to do something impossible to prevent it from happening. I don't believe in that.
Hmm. I guess it was just the way I've been raised then.
It's the way a lot of us have been raised.
But what's funny is although I understand that there is a lot of history between all the tribes, I don't begrudge the Fianna for being the Fianna, and I don't begrudge the Black Furies or the Shadow Lords for being Black Furies and Shadow Lords. I don't begrudge any tribe for being a tribe. Just with that kind of history.
Centuries upon centuries of it.
Mm-hmm. There's going to be the bad blood. Now, that's probably because I'm young. Who knows? Maybe something will happen and I'll change my mind and I'll be a crotchety old bastard
Don't become a
who
crotchety old bastard.
if I can grow into a crotchety old bastard, then I pray that I'm not weak, because I would hate to break the litany that way. Suffer the nation my weakness? No, that's not me. But
Just
anyway,
gonna glance over to
onto
Rami again since they've gone so deep into subjects like ancestry, bloodlines, the blame game.
Maybe skipping rocks. You have a sense he's been skipping rocks this entire time.
Not into the philosophical, Rami?
I'm just letting him have a go at it.
Mm. There.
Still drunk.
well, also as a Ragabash, they try to teach you to listen when you can, but when you have to speak, talk a lot, say very little. Because I hope you will be my alpha, my direct alpha. I figure I can actually speak right now instead of just wasting your time with idle chatter.
No, actually, this is good. Every pack needs a Ragabash.
Well, hey, play your cards right, Raya. You'll have two wonderful Fenrir Ragabash, ready to kick ass, take names, and crack infinite jokes. It'll be a veritable party.
It'll be great.
Oh, if only in the Umbra you were a tiger, because then you could say it would be great. No, not funny? All right. If I may ask, Katie, what was that roll out of character?
Bob prompted me in the side chat.
Ah, I see. Okay. Oh, yes, he did. Okay. Shows how attentive I am. Hmm.
So, admittedly, I've had other Ragabashes, but they had their own struggles. So, I appreciate this. Is there anything else you want to ask? I know that they're asked for reasons. I want that.
Well, I have to admit, Charlotte. Uh, Pardon me, Raya. May I call you Charlotte, or is that too intimate?
In this case, I don't mind. There's no one here to be offended.
Okay, thank you. Basically, speaking with you now, I really do appreciate the fact that you care about family so much. To me, family is really all that matters. And in this case, a pack is an extension of family. It is a family in its own dysfunctional and insane way. But aren't all families, in some aspect, hidden from view, dysfunctional?
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, you yell, you fight,
Even
but
the closest of friends is going to fight now and again. You can't
exactly.
pretend that it's unhealthy to disagree.
But then at the end of the day, no matter how much or how little you put your problems on the table for the whole family to see, you sit on the same couch and watch the same cable television.
I suppose so.
So all I ask is that you strongly consider me to watch that cable TV with you. And if you decide that I'm an asshole and I'm not really worth having in your pack, then so be it. I understand. You got to have the best of the best.
You are.
But
Shivali's just kind of openly shaking her head. You're so strange. If you had set off a single siren or red flag or alarm, I'd worry more, but you really are just that eager, aren't you?
I am.
And again, I'm gonna peony the fuck out of him because she's trying to figure out what the catch is. There's gotta be something. That is nothing. That is dog shit, is what that is.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a botch. It's just she won't
It's
get
just a
anything.
fail. It's just a fail. Yeah,
No,
like
she just
zero
won't read
successes.
anything besides whatever's he's projecting. So how much have you heard? She finally comes over to sit next to where Ramy's skipping rocks. Because fuck it. She wants to stick her feet in the water. Pulls her shoes off and everything.
So Wilhelm doesn't stick his feet in the water, but he does stand, next to her and all that. Heard about you?
You said you heard about me. You heard about my pack.
Yes.
I want to know what you heard.
Well, I heard that you've had a lot of struggles, both physical and social, that you've lost a lot of pack mates, sometimes unfairly. And to be perfectly honest, I didn't really care to hear about the warts. All I looked at was like, all the
I'm sorry,
cool.
about the what?
Oh, the warts, the bad stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry, that comes from loving someone, warts and all.
Ah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously I don't love you,
Oh
but
no.
still.
But for one, you're a ragabash. So shouldn't you be asking those questions and finding those weaknesses? And for two, you're a Get a Fenris. If you've heard so much about how much I've struggled, why would you pick a pack that's struggling as opposed to one that's well established? There's several here without ragabashes.
There are. But honestly, the prospect of helping a struggling pack become an established pack whose enemies have reason to fear and avoid messing with us, with you, with me. I I don't know if it's my damn curiosity or if it's just my me trying to bring honor in the way of a warrior people to my family and myself and my tribe and all that. But to me, the prospect of joining an established pack, especially one that has the capacity to travel beyond Duluth on a more regular basis than some other established pack, is more exciting than doing something, joining something that is established and boring. There is more interest with you and your pack than with someone else. That's why I didn't ask to join the Ravens of the Lost. They know I can fight. They know that about me, but I didn't ask to join them. I asked to join you. But if that doesn't answer your question, I can reiterate a point here or talk about something else. But the struggle is what attracted me to you and this pack. So I just want you to know that if you do decide to actively take me on, then I will approach Harrier with chiminage of some kind. I don't know specifically what Harrier likes or what Harrier might accept, but I will approach Harrier with chiminage and like be ready to fight and struggle and resist for this pack.
You know
And
what?
honestly, I look forward to calling you Alpha.
I want you to do me a favor then. Consider it a task before you join. I want you to look at the warts. I want you to know what you're walking into. I don't want you to be led in blind by aspirations. As much as I admire aspirations and ideals and wanting to make something better than it is, but I want you to talk to who you need to talk to. If only because, well, there's a number of reasons, but I want you to look at the warts before you join. Who you choose to talk to is up to you. I want you to find them. I want you to see them, and I want you to know what they are. You can love someone in spite of their warts, but it's not like you can't see them. It's not like you don't know they're there.
Hmm.
Don't ignore my failings. It's you two are the ones I need to point them out.
Well, then allow me to very bluntly approach my task by asking you. As you would say, what are your failings?
That seems like a very biased source.
Still, it's a source. It won't be my only source, but it is a source.
Let me quickly little thing.
And actually, as Charlotte speaks, I will have Wilhelm roll peony. It's not a very good score, but one success.
All right, give me one quick second. Oop, I'm clicking all the wrong things. All right. And now I have to wonder how wise it is to bare my soul before you're with me.
If you would rather I ask others instead of you, Raya, then I will.
I mean, I suppose no matter who you ask, there will be bias. I've been here a long time. I've made a lot of impressions on a lot of people. Not all of them are good.
Well, then allow me to ask, if I were to ask maybe perhaps Raya Anton or Raya Siege Engine, what do you think of Charlotte? Do you think their impression of you would be good or bad?
I don't know right now. Opinions change. I've been very close with the Gallows before.
But
But
not now?
Siege is going through a very rough time. Perfidy gone. Perfidy just in the wind. Anton has his own distractions, his own work, his own struggles. I know the last time we spoke, we didn't part happily. But that doesn't mean he hates me. It's hard to say. And it's dangerous to put words in someone else's mouth. And I don't know. I like to think I'm on very good terms with the Gallows. I know I'm on, well, good terms with a number of packs. I'll say this, if you want a brutal kind of honesty, in my disfavor, I can't even say... I'm sure Abel has opinions still. Which is a shame. I never meant to do wrong by Abel. And well, the relationship between myself and the Valerine has always been interesting. But then again, I walked into something I didn't understand and I set my mind on it. And I've been re-examining and resetting my mind ever since. I adore Marcel, though. He's a good man. He's done bad things, but he's a good man. Do you know, a year ago, I don't think I ever would have believed I would have said that.
People change, Raya, and opinions change.
Too frequently. Too rapidly. It's hard to keep up.
It is, Raya. It truly is. But please do know that I will, and obviously at your request, I will be asking other people, other packs about you.
I'm sure there will be some reservation and some suspicion, considering I'm asking you to do it, and you're trying so openly to join my pack. But I don't want you to go off half-cocked and end up with me somewhere you're not prepared to be. Not necessarily even agreeing with why we're there. I don't want you to go to the homeland disappointed in the decision you made. Because packs aren't always forever, but they're not a small commitment either. And walking up and saying to someone, I want you to lead me, is a very big thing to say. Just want to make sure it's true. Not even for my sake. You don't have to tell me what you find out. But I want to know that you went and you asked.
Then I shall ask, Raya.
And then when you're done asking the others, you can come and ask me. And then I'll be honest.
When I come back to you, Raya, about that, I will appreciate the honesty. All joking aside, of course. I will appreciate the honesty.
Why would I want to mislead someone who could be following me into the jaws of death on a given day?
Well, to be honest, I did approach you very, very directly.
You did.
So, for all you know, maybe I want to lead you into the jaws of death. Raya, if there's anything that you wish to know about me or question about me, I'll be open and honest with you.
I mean, I could always do this the very easy way. It seems excessive, but I could always do it the very easy way.
How would it be excessive, Raya, to ask a question about me?
Because I can make sure you're not lying. I can't force anyone to tell the truth. But I can tell when they're lying. If I make the effort.
But as a Philodox of the nation, is that not your task?
Oh, it is. But I try not to abuse what I've been given. There are
Then
times when
please,
it's necessary. And this could be one of those times. And if you're sporting, I'll ask you 2 whole questions.
Raya, I find it necessary now for you to do what you do on me. Just so you know where I stand.
So what I need to know is, what is Wilhelm's manip sub score?
So his total manipulation subterfuge is a grand whopping total of 4.
Hot damn. Alright, so intelligence,
Yep.
empathy to 4. So yep, she will pull herself up. We'll see if she can activate the gift properly. She can, in fact. So she, pulls her feet out of the water, stands up, dusts off her rear, and beckons him over and looks him very squarely in the face. And it's not an intensity born of hostility. It's not an intensity born of fear. It's just that she looks at him, and she looks at him like she's looking into his fucking soul. Do you have any ulterior motives? Anyone behind you pushing you to join my pack?
And Wilhelm will answer truthfully, no, Raya. I asked to join you of my own free will. If I had to say, I suppose the biggest boost would have been Siege Engine bringing me to the Hanged Man. But beyond being brought there, I asked to join you of my own volition.
And you know what? She studies him for a second. And what do you want to accomplish in this pack, through this pack, with this pack?
And Wilhelm actually thinks for a moment, and Charlotte can tell he is thinking about how to answer.
Yep, she doesn't rush him. She just studies very intently. And I mean, I'm not going to make you roll for it. You'll feel the ping of the gift going off.
Yeah. I mean, hey, that's what a gift is for, am I right? Wilhelm will once again truthfully answer. I wish to accomplish 3 things, Raya. The first and second are both selfish reasons. The first is that I wish to see all that this being Garu, being able to cross into the Umbra, just being different. I want to see what that has to offer, what this life we live has to offer. The second reason is that I crave a family away from family. I crave a pack. Ever since the first change, I felt this craving for a pack, for that family away from family. It's why I spent so long back home. But now that I'm here, I know I need a pack. And the third reason is not exactly altruistic either, but I wish to honor my tribe, my family, and the nation by, through you and through this pack and through the success of this pack, bringing death to the enemies of the people and cleansing as much worm taint and worm corruption as I possibly can before my death. And that is why, of my own free will, I want to join this pack. That being said, Raya, if I do get accepted by you, and if I am accepted by Harrier into your pack, I intend to live and die for the pack. This will be my life, and this will be me. No ifs, ands, or buts. I am and always have been a team player, and not only is the pack a family, the pack is also a team. And I intend to support the team in any way I possibly can. Whether that bring me pain and misery or happiness and joy.
And she finally just gives a nod, and that very intense watch on his every motion, the even the slightest tweak of his eyes, his expression, just kind of loosens up into a perfectly normal expression. At which point she does go ahead and break her stare to just kind of casually turn and sit herself back down. It's not a looking away so much as kind of an unspoken dismissal, almost. She's not submitting by looking aside. She's just done. And so she sits down and sticks her feet back in the water. Thank you. Very much.
Absolutely, Raya. You are welcome.
I think the only person you have to impress now is McDuncan. She quirks a smile.
Well,
Be your beta.
Well, I suppose I'll have to get to know him, won't I, Raya?
No, I imagine so. I think you made a good first start by bringing the life preservers. She's finally grinning a bit.
Yes, they may not have been dedicated, and they may have been lost to sea, but I think I did make that good initial first step.
Oh, and
what a
actually,
wild man, that McDuncan.
now that I'm thinking about it, because she's pulling up the legs of her pants to stick her feet in the water, are we saying it's gotten dark, or are we still talking like afternoon glow?
I mean, it can definitely be getting to that point of like being the end of the day, you know?
So at that point, I'll just prompt an alertness check, because it's something that, like, it's there, and it's not like it's a hard spot. It's just like in the dark and all, it's harder to pick up shit like that. It's not like she's using the flashlight app or something.
Right.
Just got whatever ambient moon and starlight out here by the lake. Jesus, Raimi. I mean, you know about her tattoo. Out of character. The crow starts on her kneecap and goes down one of her legs, down the shin. And I don't know, has Raimi really met the Gallows or spent any real time with them to where he would have seen it on one of them?
And the Hangman a fair amount, but who knows?
I mean, I know, like, Anton's is, like, one of them has it, like, up on their neck, another one has it on their arm. You'd have to check and see if you have the basis of comparison, because it's the same tattoo. But at the very least, you have definitely seen it on her. What about you, Nick? You got anything going?
I mean, Wilhelm will look at the, take notice of the tattoo on Charlotte.
Did you roll the alertness?
I'm sorry, no, I did not. Let me roll, because I'm an idiot. I thought you were rolling, so
No,
allow me to look at my perception alertness.
No, prompting both of you. In Raimi's case, I imagine, just if nothing else, he's at a favorable angle, and you know what? We'll say that right now the night vision's pretty good, and he's got a pretty good idea of the overall look of it, so if he does see one of it, or see it on the others, he will know it is the same thing. He's got a good eyeball.
Oh,
You've got two. So yeah, same thing. It's the crow tattoo going down the front of her leg. You're probably not seeing all the way up to the kneecap, because she's just kind of tugging the legs of the pants up a bit, but it's there. She doesn't treat it like it's a fucking secret. She just isn't thinking about it as she sticks her feet in the water.
fond of tattoos, Raya?
What?
Your tattoo.
Oh,
it's interesting.
No, I've just got the one.
Ah. In my family, it's generally frowned upon to get tattoos, but, well.
I mean, in my defense, I spent most of my early Cleoth time in Lily's house, and I don't know if you've seen Lily's tattoo, but whew.
Oh, yeah. Lily does have quite the interesting tattoo.
I've never heard of Get Offender's family that was against tattoos.
Well, they told so. Of course, when you are just kin, unaware of, some of the greater dangers, what you're told is, basically everything Middle America used to say. What happens when you get older? That sort of thing. Oh, what about employment? That
And
sort of
in
thing.
the end,
In the end, they are more for tattoo. My family, at least, is more for tattoos being used to mark a victory, mark an event, rather than just for funsies.
That makes sense, I suppose.
Right. Of course, the hypocrisy becomes evident early on, because you'll see relatives who will have warriors tattoos, unbeknownst to us, on the outside of things. And we will say, well, they have tattoos. How come they're not in the shit for it? And of course, the general response for us is, kids, mind your business. Kids, mind your business. Kids, mind your business.
Sounds about right.
Mm-hmm. So, of course, after I do a few things, maybe win a few fights, succeed in battle, I'm sure I can
It's
go
something to
ahead.
mark the occasion.
Yeah, exactly. Mark the occasion. And then one day, hopefully with you, I'll be able to bring the pack over for dinner or something. And at the big family gathering, maybe even a pool party, we can.
Maybe even a pool party.
Yes, a big pool party. Maybe then the kids can look at us and complain, how come Wilhelm has a tattoo? How come I can't have one? And I can tell them, kids, mind your business.
Thank you, Wilhelm. I appreciate your questions, and I appreciate your answers.
Oh, well, well, thank you, Raya. On occasion.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. After you, please.
No.
Okay. All Wilhelm says is, on occasion, I have some good questions to ask. On occasion.
Oh, I should hope so. Otherwise, what are you doing with your life?
Not live it to the fullest.
Well, you know what? I think I'm going to start sauntering back.
If you are not opposed, Raya, would you mind if I accompany you back then?
Mm. Did you have more to ask?
No, I just appreciate your company. Although if you're tired of mine, I suppose I can always walk with Raimi. Unless it was Raimi you wanted to talk to, in which case I wouldn't mind, for your sake, taking a run.
And she will, in fact, glance over to the rock skipping Raimi. Is he still skipping rocks?
Skip.
Yeah, she glances up and over.
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
Did you want to go on a walk, Raimi?
Sure.
And she'll
Wobble up to his feet, grab up that bottle.
smile and, if you don't mind, Wilhelm, I hope you don't think of this as rude. You still there, Nick?
Sorry, yes, I thought you spoke to Raimi. So, as Charlotte
It's
speaks
essentially
to as Charlotte speaks to Wilhelm, Wilhelm will looking a little agitated at the prospect of being alone. He will shift quickly to Lupus and speak high tongue. Well, I will leave you two to it then. Lots of questions to ask after all. And Remy did that thing that I told you about. Listen when you can. Farewell for now, Raya. And see you later, Remy.
So we meet again.
And with that, in the interest of being alone for as little time as possible, Wilhelm sprints off.
pew.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
There he goes.
Mm-hmm. Awful quiet there, buddy. You're
Well,
usually so chatty.
I'm a little less loud when I get full liquor, right?
What kind of liquor is that?
Let's flip around and see. Old number 7, Jack Daniels.
Really? And as they start sauntering roughly, just across. I mean, I'm sure there are good open areas between like the lake and the cabins and all that. So as she's sauntering, the hands in her pockets, and he's wobbling because it smells an awful lot like Coke, Black Coke.
I mean, Jack and Coke is a. Oh, God damn it. It was getting dark. I didn't think anybody noticed.
I mean, I probably wouldn't know if the wind had changed.
There you go, then.
I'm surprised you gave it up so fast. You could have used the Jack and Coke angle.
Kind of fucking idiot mixes Jack and Coke inside the bottle.
I have met a number of idiots in my time, and I would not even put it
No.
past them.
Lost a whole nother $1.
$1? What, for the Coke?
No. It's $1 a fuck. It's $2 now.
So what do you think? You've been doing a lot of listening.
About what? Y'all talked for the better part of 2 hours.
Yeah, I did. And I imagine if any of it was important to you, it stood out and would be worth commenting on. Or
You
asking
remember
your own
Sunnydale,
questions.
Ryan?
Yeah, I remember.
Most commanders wouldn't have let me go in that house. Following you because you're the one who did.
I wish we could have actually gone in. Oh, I have the sinking suspicion they weren't in there. Not anymore.
I've come to draw a similar conclusion.
That's really it. That's the reason.
That's the reason.
Because I've got a soul.
Because you've got a soul.
Any other strongly said opinions I should know about?
There's something going on with Wilhelm that I haven't fully grasped yet.
I don't know. Every word he said earlier was true. Which means it's either actually true or it's what he truly believes. So at the very least, he honestly believed every answer he gave me while I was using that gift.
Oh, if it's worth it, I don't think he's any kind of sock puppet or what have you.
I mean, he also doesn't seem even remotely malicious. Sock Puppet was about the only thing that made sense. Was if he was being used. Most people don't. I mean, you heard me make the whole case before. This isn't the kind of pack a lot of people want to be in.
No, I don't suppose it is. I'm in anyway.
I'm glad. I like you.
Oh, I'm glad to be liked, right?
And if nothing else, from what I've seen today alone, you sure as hell know how to ask a question.
Some people might disagree with that.
It's not about not making someone mad. It's about being able to recover. Calliope wasn't mad until I left. And you know what? It makes sense. That is the kind of thing I never would have sussed out if you hadn't had that little bout and made a joke and made me laugh.
Just between us chickens, I was more trying to distract her than anything else.
You
But
thought
she
you were
would
going to
not be
manage that
swayed.
thought you were going to manage that with a movie quote.
It's plausible.
Calliope doesn't seem like the movie watching type.
No, she does not. No, not every move I make is particularly well thought out. Some of them are indeed missteps. But I'm alive. As long as I'm alive, I'm going to keep moving.
You don't seem to have made any grievous ones yet. He's not here.
Yet.
No, it's always yet. Can't go your whole life without making a mistake.
Depending on Abel's mood, you may inherit some. I'm not sure what yet with me.
I don't know.
I told him some things today he did not want to hear.
Oh, join the club.
You too, huh?
I very nearly joined his pack when I was a Cleith. Back then it was Callum, was the Alpha, and they were all very good to me. But in the end, it seems like a stupid excuse now, but I didn't commit. I wasn't sure that I deserved it. I wasn't sure that I was what they needed and they were what I needed. And then they lost Callum. And they lost Cassie. Thank God they've taken on Charles and Haley. They need them. They need new eyes, new thoughts. But they've been through hell. And I used to be very fond of Abel. I still want to be very fond of Abel. All that shit he talks now. It used to be when he did it, it got people to laugh. Even at themselves, even in spite of themselves. It got people to laugh. And like, sure, he would ride some people's nerves, but it was never like this before. And I hate to see him this way.
The Olsons and the Yorksons have held faith for over 1,000 years.
That seemed to be the way get families go. I hope maybe with some cleverness on your end, that kind of advantage. I'd rather see him helped. I feel like sooner or later, what he's doing, it's going to hit critical mass. I'd rather see him change before then. And you're really good at slithering into a person's regard. Oh, side glances, faint grin.
Yeah, we'll see.
Can hope.
I didn't do myself any favors today, that's for sure. I could tell the moment I lost him.
Maybe. But you did do yourself a favor the first time, standing up for him. Hopefully, at worst, the two cancel out. Hopefully, you didn't lose him entirely. He wasn't a bad person. I don't know anymore, but he wasn't a bad person. He was just angry. And loud. But I loved it.
Warrens ain't exactly happy these days, are they?
Hmm?
The wardens, chorus people.
What was that? I saw them arguing, but when you two went to talk, thought it better to let you two do it.
By Abel's telling, apparently his pack, and yours for that matter, have been elevated to the more gloryful positions. Whereas the wardens have once again been placed on what could be considered the rear lines.
Defense.
They weren't happy about it, and he was in the process of exacerbating matters.
Being able.
And I managed to dig him out of that.
Appreciate it.
I just did it to keep the peace.
I'm sure someone could make the claim that the warden's being Cleith's self-defense is something they can handle.
Right. It's not that it
Kind of
happened.
scrunches.
It's how it happened.
How did it happen? How much did you learn?
I don't quite have the articulation. I know a ragabash who can't articulate. Sad. But there's a way you can say things and carry them that makes hate fester in a heart, and there's a way you can do it where you just get it done.
Yeah.
Prime example. Siggy Ulrichsen.
Just side glance.
Cold iron fist. Single blow. Discipline. There's no room for hate. There's just the rod. Doesn't rub it in your eyes. Doesn't say things to make you incensed. You either walk the line or you get beat. There's a reason we do things certain ways in our tribe.
She nods. Actually, it takes her a moment, but she kind of takes like, this aspect. Nods.
But you let real resentment fester in people's hearts and it spreads like a yeast infection.
Well, considering what's already there. You know.
We are one sept of differing people who would love to slit each other's throats. And we are besieged on all sides. From what little I've gathered since I came here.
You're
We
besieged.
cannot afford dissent.
No, we can't. I need to talk to Melanie. She just rubs her face.
You know, I looked at her as he was turning away.
Did you
Nothing.
catch anything?
Nothing.
God damn it. Doesn't seem like her.
Yeah, well, pack's pack.
It is. And they've always been pack. And Melanie takes a lot on her shoulders.
And I got here, what, 2 weeks ago? 3?
No, I admit, I just kind of had hoped you'd seen something on her face.
She's got more game than me. I'll
Yeah.
give it to her.
She does. No.
I don't know her personally. I know either of us twitches wrong in Abel's presence, and Zuri will be there faster than you can blink. But, rest assured, no Olsen has ever raised hands to an Ulrichsen in our storied history, and I don't intend to be the first.
Last time I talked to Abel, I smacked him out of a chair. Stuffs her hands in her pockets.
You just hit him and say, "What's up?" Or did you try to talk to him after?
No, I tried to talk to him after.
Never try to talk to him after.
I shouldn't have, but I did.
No.
I like to make my intentions clear, and was able.
I understand that many do not view our warder as a particularly warm matron. But she has a point.
Yeah. No.
Keep in mind, I'm
Wasn't a
saying
big
this
deal,
with all
but
respect to her and her post.
Of course.
As far as I can tell, she is the Ulrichsen matriarch around here.
On
You
this
need to
subject,
know I'm at least considered party to the Ulrichsons. Just like Sylvie's a Trimbuson girl. Deep down.
like I said to Wilhelm, I understand. I mean, I can't say I understand the intricacies, but I understand the idea. And while I may not be the biggest fan of every Trimbuson or every Ulrichson, I certainly have friends in either family. And I'm not going to discount a whole group of people over the actions of one or two. Leaf's like a brother to me.
We're one step dry. That's
We
what I
are.
care about.
And I want us to be. We've come so far. I hate to see Abel and his people falling into a position like the one they're putting themselves in. They're going to have great pull politically. But is it really worth being disliked and being resented by almost every other pack on the sept? Could have done it so many other ways. God, I need to talk to Skyripper too.
Alright, I might be so bold, but I don't think this is something we're gonna solve tonight over a discussion over
No.
good old Coke and Coke here.
The Coke and Coke.
What's
She
Coke
kind of
and
grins
Coke?
over. You let it go flat just so it would look more like booze.
Yes, I did.
Who knows? It works all the time, doesn't it?
It works in the fading light of a late evening while you're focused on someone who can't stop talking.
And then you can just go quiet.
And hear what I need to hear.
No other questions for me, Amy?
Maybe as they come up.
Hmm.
Don't worry, if I think you're doing something disastrously stupid, I'll just tell you.
Well, that's just outrageous.
I know you might even have to beat me. Then you'll have to look at Sylvie and say, Sylvie, he's a ragabash. He doesn't mind getting the shit kicked out of him. And she will look
What?
scandalized.
What?
She will look scandalized at you. Like, why?
Scandalized.
Why is your boot on his face?
I wouldn't put my boot on
Whatever
your
did his
face.
face do to your boot? Your designer boot.
Why did Sylvie have an issue?
Sylvie wasn't too pleased about the way I was doing things with Calliope.
I mean, it's probably one of the more solid approaches I've seen with Calliope.
Yep, I get to do it all over again next week. Sans the jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Not doing that one again.
No, that was a learning moment.
Not for worry over my teeth, mind you. It just I've been where I needed to be with that.
Well, it defeats the purpose, really.
Absolutely.
No, I enjoy watching you work.
Oh, the Furies aren't the only people I'll be speaking to. Never seen Fiona either. Or Silent Striders. Never seen the Glass Walker in the flesh.
She quirks a brow. Is that what you're doing?
Partially, yes. I had to point this out to Sylvie. Let's say I don't die in the next 6 months. and thereafter rise in ranks in this, a multi-tribal, multi-family sept. What kind of goddamn... What kind of gosh darn fool am I gonna look like when I don't know the people I'm talking to?
You get 10 points for having a look of sense.
So now I fully intend to do the rounds, and by the reputation of the Fianna, I am so told that if I start asking those kinds of questions, I am going to have an excellent evening of spirited stories, and maybe even spirits.
And oh boy, spirits. Watch out for that shine. It is
I already know.
danger smooth.
Danger a lot of things.
Oh, danger strong, but it's like drinking juice. You don't even realize until you're on the floor.
I mean, that's your own fault for not taking the word moonshine seriously.
You know, I feel like of all the things that I could not take seriously that won't kill me, moonshine is on the list, as opposed to some of the other things I could opt not to take seriously that would literally kill me in my sleep.
Right, I know. Always take moonshine seriously. People die at the fair.
What? Is
Just
that.
grabs your wrist. People die at the fair.
Oh my god. Is that how it is?
Yeah.
You know what? That is how it is. I'm not even mad. And you've watched movies and make references I understand.
A lot of us do and then pretend not to.
Why?
Tradition.
Pardon my scoffing noise. I don't scoff at tradition in general, but some of the intricacies, like pretending you don't know how to live in the modern world and have never seen anything made in the last 20 years, blow my mind.
It's how we deal with things.
Fair enough.
You tell me, who's gonna fare better in a world of violence? Someone steeped in the old ways where people died often before they were of the age of reason, often to the sword, or someone a little more from your era?
I mean, there are modern soldiers too.
Perhaps.
I like having something to laugh about together. Something current. Something that matters now. Something that was funny now. I suppose either way, as long as you make it through, you make it through. So fuck it. It's not
Oh,
exactly important.
you are the glasswalker.
I know, right? It's crazy. I do appreciate that you say that word without sounding like you're spitting it, though. Awe inspiring, really.
Never met glasswalkers before?
Oh, you're gonna meet some glasswalkers.
I suppose so. I've already met Siege Engine.
How was he?
He is an ornery old bastard. Takes many of his frustrations out upon me.
That'll be better when Perfidy's back.
If she comes back, yes.
Oh no. When? I'm not playing that game. When she's back. Because I'm getting her.
Well, right now, if all things went successfully, she has 3 mice keeping her company.
3 mice? Keep me your company.
Things were done.
I mean, I asked for things to be done, but I never really got,
Things were done.
how did it go?
I don't know. We got diverted before we could fully follow them to wherever the compound is.
Diverted.
Diverted.
Oh,
We
by
found
your-
a suspicious house that was basically a trap.
by your hunting trip?
By my hunting trip.
Mm.
I know that lie fell apart ages ago. I just love the look on the wormfo's face when I keep it up.
Really?
Really.
I mean, even if it makes him groan. As long as it amuses them at
especially if
least
it
a
makes them
little.
groan. And besides, I told Cora I'd stick to the story. What am I going to be, a liar?
A rack-a-back
Don't worry.
lying?
She
Unheard
tells
of.
me to knock it off too.
Oh, wow. Let me know how they're doing. By the way,
Wardens?
yeah.
I'll check in with her soon. I mean, I see her literally every day.
I try to give them space. But I adore Cora, and I've known her since she changed. And
But
yeah,
right now, the wardens are feeling a little hurt, a little betrayed, a little resentful. And I had to
well,
stand there and tell them that sooner or later something was going to come to them because there's no such thing as a backline in a conflict like this. And while I wholly believe that, their faith in, oh, say, us, having been so elevated next to Abel Oryxon, to whom I owe family fealties pack, is going to be a little less than complete until we ourselves can deliver such a thing unto them. You get what I'm saying?
I will make it happen.
There you go. That's how you get them back. And Cora's going to be Cora. She's a wonderful person for it. I admire her greatly, and I would go into battle with her any day of the week. Any day of the week. She's the reason I'm not dead, along with Sylvie. But you want the whole pack? You want them to have that kind of faith in us? You have to give them a reason. Something solid, something real. Can't
No.
just talk it.
Oh no. Talk is cheap.
But I'm going to know what's what on a daily basis anyway, because apparently, between Cora and myself, there's a certain loquaciousness and a certain chipper demeanor that, according to the warder, makes us a perfect pair to patrol with each other and each other only for the foreseeable future, so help me God.
Perfect.
So believe me when I tell you that as a guardian of this fine sept, I see her every day.
That is perfect. Do you do the whole circuit, or do you have portions of it?
We do the whole circuit.
Perfect.
Then I go drag around logs and throw stones and get my ass beat with Leaf Marcel, and then I mostly talk to people, dick around, draw something. I try to draw every day, but it's not always every day. I say, I don't even know if you're into that kind of thing.
What?
Drawing.
I mean, I don't do it myself, but I might have snuck a guilty look in your sketchbook. You
Yeah,
know,
I try to draw every day, but you don't always draw every day, and sometimes you go 2 weeks and you just go, ah, and then sometimes you do like 8 drawings in one day and wonder what the hell happened.
well, all things considered, seeing as I imagine the Cleaths will spend more time with the Cleaths. Damon draws too. It's very good.
Yeah. But also some many nights now I've been spending at least part of my evening, at least an hour or two at the Hangman. Seems to be the main way I eat dinner these days.
Really?
Really,
Those
truly.
boys wave at you?
I think maybe, probably. It's real
Hmm.
nice of them to wave at me. Appreciate it. It's friendly.
They stopped waving pretty fast, didn't they?
Not all of them.
Well, you keep doing what you're doing, and for the love of God.
Do you know they have 5-star reviews on Google Maps?
I do.
Did you put them there?
Maybe.
Possibly.
Probably.
Oh,
My favorite was the friendly demeanor part. Smiling.
It's a nice place. I like being there.
So do I.
But yeah, it's
For the love
about.
of God, Raimi.
Mm,
Train hard with Marcel.
I certainly endeavor to.
I am convinced he is a huge part of the reason I'm still alive.
Heard you were a student of Artemi.
I am.
Did you know that she considers you a wise choice?
Does she?
Oh, yes.
I'm glad to hear it.
Very interesting talking to her. I felt very lucky to have had the opportunity.
Artemi's a lot more clever than most people credit in a room. And she is a very good woman. Very thoughtful. Very capable.
I mean, to be honest
And
with you, Raya, I hadn't the room to make any more than initial impressions, considering that the one time prior I had interacted with her, it was to bounce off of her.
I.
Literally bounced off her shoulder blades. It was like I
It
was not
really
even there.
did.
She didn't even look at me.
It was like a butterfly brushing past her shoulder. Really.
Too busy mashing poor Abel's head in.
I wish she wouldn't do that. He gets so angry about it. He brings it on himself every time.
I would talk to him about it.
By the time it's an accident, no one believes him. Just shakes her head like, God damn it.
I would talk to him about it.
I hope it stuck. At all.
Um, and we'll see if he still listens next time I talk.
Suppose so.
You have to believe me here. I have every intention of helping the man. It's my duty to help the man.
I hope you can. I really do. Abel used to be a lot of fun and a lot of smiling and, of course, a lot of snark, but that's who he is. And seeing him like this, it's awful. Knowing what he's been getting up to. It hurts. Because I know that the people that he's so broken over losing. She kind of shakes her head. They wouldn't agree with what he's doing now.
Oh. Either way, I do have to say that regardless of my rather high opinion of the Furies I met on this sept, I do not think you'll be able to catch me during Artemi's training session. No offense meant to her, but what would people say?
I don't expect you to do what I do. Then again, I don't know how I managed to do what I do. She just kind of shrugs, because, like, let's face it, Raimi sees Charlotte every third day at Marcel and Leaf's training.
In many ways, your status as an outsider gifts you with a dose of diplomacy.
Is that how it works?
That is indeed how it works. That's often why people would invite a neutral third party to a table, as it were.
Do you think the Furies consider a Glasswalker a neutral third party?
You have certainly convinced them of something.
Because I don't talk to them as a Glasswalker. I talk to them as a person.
Well, there you go. Diplomacy.
It's almost like it's the very nature of everything I strive to achieve. Diplomacy.
I know I don't have a right to, but I do have some worries about this Neri that I've never met.
No?
Every day, Cora goes to her room while I watch because I just want to see what will happen. And to, emotional support. Cora's a good person.
Yes.
And Cora tries to get her to open up a little bit, at least take some food and drink. And every day the door opens for about 4 seconds. Sometimes I get to hear something nasty, sometimes I don't. That slams in her face.
Oh, Cora. I should talk to her too. I am sure I will hear some of the most hurtful things I've ever heard in my life for it, but Lana was my pack.
You want my advice, right?
I
You've
do.
got things at an Adrian level that you can focus on, do you not?
I do.
Then do that. Delegate the clear thing to the clear.
You're gonna go Cleoth at Neri, having never met the person she lost?
Oh, hell no. She's obviously deep in mourning and who knows what else with a pile of rage behind it. I'm gonna let her go through her process. And I suggest you do the same. Her sisters obviously care. They are doing what they can do, and from what little research I have been able to conduct, this kind of thing is very much in line with their core values as a tribe.
It is.
So if you want my advice about Neri in particular, not knowing the woman even, not
Maybe.
knowing,
Just maybe don't meddle.
maybe
Trust
don't
her
meddle in
pack.
this one. Maybe let her heal.
Yeah.
But other Cleith related things, just let us Cleith. Because
Will
I,
do.
because I sure as hell can't fill your shoes doing Adrian things.
Teamwork, you say? I'm sure somewhere Wilhelm is vibrating right now.
Um, that boy's probably in my room already.
What?
He has issues sleeping by himself.
Aw.
I even bought like an old like cot thing, so he stopped sleeping on my goddamn floor.
Mhm.
I just felt bad, you know.
I appreciate that you did it, though. You could have turned him out.
Eh. Rule number one of being a rag bashful. Okay, probably more like rule number 8, but still a rule. Don't needlessly be a dick.
It's like I don't even know you. Smiles.
Like you don't even know me. Couldn't even tell when I was drunk.
Next time, use tea.
Good point. All right, Charlotte. This is me. I believe you have a fiance, right? Go home to.
I do.
Well, best you go home to him. And one day I may meet this Felix.
I imagine one day you will.
Oh, I bet he's like 7 feet tall, and built like a brick house.
Hmm.
Jimmy Sins are
Wait,
always kind of tall.
you have seen Felix.
Have I now?
Oh, yes, your bank robbery.
Oh, is that Felix?
White hair.
White hair. Yeah, we met
Rhea's brother.
briefly. I mean, I gotta put it to you this way, Charlotte. We didn't exactly have a lot of chances to socialize during that.
Well, no, I imagine not. But at
I mean,
least you
I
say
got
no.
brought in like the day of, and he was doing what he had to do, and I was doing what I had to do. We barely got to speak to each other.
I know.
Okay, though I guess in the most technical sense, I have met him before. Not 7 feet tall.
No.
Very tall though. For a
She
human
kind
anyway.
of grins as she's turning. Hotter than hell, too. Doesn't hurt.
Oh.
Smiling.
Raya, I am duly unqualified to make such commentary, and this is not where my preferences lie.
Fair enough.
But I thank you for the thought anyway.
Oh, you're very welcome. Till tomorrow, Rami.
Until we meet again.
Yeah, she'll cork a wave and go ahead and turn to head back to her cabin. Well, to Freya's cabin, as the case may be. And then
Remy will
let's
go back to his room.
be like, no, Wilhelm, get on the cot. Bro. Alright, anything else, guys?
No.
Well, in that case, thank you, players, for playing. And thank you, watchers, for watching. And we will see you next time in a clusterfuck intro for this life.